What's good, homies? This is Chris with the Small Hat Crew, joined today by Small Hat Nick. And
Hello.
yeah, we are doing something that we have not done in a hot minute. In a hot minute. Okay, so we're gonna be reviewing, or actually, we're just gonna be discussing some leaders that have been revealed. Leader I have yet to decide. I guess we'll be finding out. I do know though, one thing that we are most definitely doing today is discussing this Yamato leader, and she brings us to the topic that I want to talk about, Nick. Has power creep gone too far?
Yeah, I mean, it's genuinely just a cracked leader.
So, I guess
investment, no restriction.
Let's start with the card then. We're gonna go Yamato, green-yellow leader, 5,000 power. Strike, who knows if that'll be relevant in the future. Double attack. Activate main once per turn. If your opponent has 3 or less life, attach up to 2 Rested Dawn to one of your characters. So yeah, like you were saying, and I was a red Luffy main. I've played him through all of 1PO1 to OPO3. That man was my favorite. She is doing that quite literally double. Now, I know like the restriction on her is supposed to be that they have to have 3 or less life. If she connects one time, that's where they are.
Yep.
With her double attack, if she hits you even one time, for the rest of the game, she is now just attaching 2 Dawn to characters. What's the?
I was gonna say that's the only other restriction is that she can only attach to characters. Red Luffy can attach to leader as well.
Yes. Now I will say that is actually pretty big, because the thing that made Red Luffy so strong was our meadows dominated by Whitebeard as a leader. So Luffy being able to attach the 6,000th power to himself, to go into his face was very relevant. Especially on a color like red, where or I guess because he was red, whereas she is green-yellow. So I was gonna say doesn't have access to Rush for the most part, but she will. She'll be gaining the card, and now the 7-drop 7K with Rush that you cannot remove from the board. If at any point he would die, you just take a life, and it doesn't matter if he's getting bottom decked, it doesn't matter if he's going back to the hand, if he's being KO'd. Just take a life, and he sticks to the board. You can't Mihawk him, he is unanswerable. 7,000 power, and then she attaches 2 to him. He is a 7-cost 9K rusher. He is vanilla stats with Rush. That is ridiculous.
All it requires is leader to hit once.
That's all it takes. If she ever connects at any, and that's another thing too, because so many decks want to just take that first card. They just want to take the first hit to turn on, to gain an extra resource to play around with. Like a lot of the time, Zoro as a deck, for example, they'll take the first hit so that they have another resource to work. It could be a Nami, it could be a Dan. Who knows what they're gonna pick up? It's another body put on the board. Law as a leader also likes to take the first life pretty early. Gets him closer to turning on his one of Radical Beam now, and also just gives him little bodies to turn on Shambles. Now with her as the leader that is swinging, you now have to, and it's not even, I was gonna say, it makes you have to reconsider and contemplate whether or not you do take that first hit. There's no reality where you ever take that first hit now.
Yeah, no, you need to defend, and it's well because Yamato can just go, okay, I went second, 9K swing, pass, and it's just, you're gonna take it 9 times out of 10.
It's wild too. It's like, I don't get, because it's crazy too. Like her first 2 turn plays or whatever, I realistically do think it will be just attaching all your Dawn and swinging. It just turns on the rest of your game. And also,
turn 1 you can play like the Momonosuke's and shit like that. 1 block because she can attack that turn. But yeah, no, the turn that she can swing, it's just go face.
She's just gonna go face. I think she will just go face, and because usually the trade-off too is like when you do that with other leaders, you're not establishing a board or anything, but she's taking 2 life off of you, so you'll happily take that trade any day. You have to think about, there was a period where when we were in the beginning of OPO2, where we had Kinemon as a leader, there were times where, remember the power play was you would go second so that you could use Kinemon ability, lower 5 cost Yamato to 4 and play her, and then on the following turn throw all your Dawn on her and swing. This Yamato's just doing that off rip. She's immediately doing it, and it's already been proven that you will give up the second turn. With Kinemon, you're giving up the second turn to establish the double attacker. Whereas with this Yamato, it's already on the board, and your second turn, you are already swinging with it. Like, I don't know. I think that this card is like the epitome of power creep. She's only one of the leaders that we have seen from the new set. It's honestly, like, it's very telling as to what the future of One Piece is gonna be looking like if she's any sign of that. I realistically think that, like, her colors, because I know people are saying like the only thing holding her back is like being green. I disagree with that, because I think with a leader that wants to connect with the opponent and take the 2 life off them, the fact that she's gained access to the color that can just tap down leaders tap down blockers is really good. Yeah, like, I don't see any reality where she doesn't, and that's why I think it's a good thing too that her leader ability does restrict her and she can't attach to herself. Because imagine if you could just play Cat Viper for 2 Dawn, tap something down, and then use that 2 Dawn to attach to your leader and swing with her.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Be dumb, like, if she could attach to herself. Because it is just that, like, her having access to green, what is it? Cat Viper, Izo, even 4/6 vanilla Yamato. It's just big bodies that tap shit down and let leader go in.
I think this leader's actually broken. And it's crazy too, because, like, we've been watching there's a couple Japanese channels that we like watching just for gameplay. I have yet to see her lose a game.
True.
Do you think they're curating that, or like?
It's also like what they've been pitting her against. Like, we've seen her versus Enel and versus what else? Like, versus other 4 life leaders. Yeah, versus 4 life leaders.
4 life leaders. We didn't talk about that. We didn't even talk about that. Oh, imagine how miserable this mirror is going to be.
Yeah, whoever connects first wins.
Oh my god, this mirror's, the fact that it's just. Like,
oh my god, I just thought about too. The yellow radical beam depends on your opponent having 3 or less life, I think.
Yeah.
So her connecting once just makes that card live.
God, she's an, is that, I forget, that's that card Wano or not?
No, it's L4. It's a what is his S? Skypia card.
That's good, at least. At least you can't pick it up off the Momo. God, just literally, it's just so crazy to think that, like, this leader, because if she swings 9k turn 2, realistically, like, you have to counter out of it if you can. Like, how often will you be able to do that? You know? So it's like, it's very, very likely that she's gonna take the first 2 life off of you for free. And then at multiple, so like, if you're a 4 life leader, you're at 2 now. If you're a regular, like any other leader, I guess besides Whitebeard, you're now at 3 life. And then there's just gonna be random turns in the game where for 7 Dawn, she's gonna burst 9k out of nowhere on top of still having leader swing. She's gonna be like, she's gonna be so degenerate. This leader's gonna be so degenerate. I don't know. And then with her having access to yellow too, because it's like she is a 4 life leader. God, would she even play the 9 cost Yamato?
I was thinking about 9 cost EMs. I mean, so what big bodies do blue and green, or to green and yellow have access to? So green side 10 cost Dofi. I don't think she'd play that.
I don't think she'd play it either.
Although if she plays the 9 drop Yamato, she gets to attach 2 of those Dons to something, so it's a 7 drop.
It is a 7 drop. I guess she heals. She can move to 2. Might even pop something. She's not popping anything actually.
It pops 1 cost blockers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with her being a 4 life leader base, and with her double attack just going into the opponent's base, that Yamato's never popping anything. But yeah, 1 cost blockers, because we didn't mention it now, but like as we've discussed in the past, we think that 1 drop blockers make a comeback. They become a necessary evil now. Like, you have to play them, just so that like, because if she goes first, or I guess regardless of which she picks, just you being able to put a blocker down first turn, you know, is gonna be big. You have to be able to do that now. You can't just be letting her swing wildly into you. God, I don't know. This is, I think she is all. I feel like it's too much too quick. It's because power creep's been happening gradually, but they turned the dial to 100. This card is insane. I don't know, because what would be the next most, like, what's the next most powerful leader behind this? I don't think anything comes close to this. I think whatever it is doesn't hold a candle to this leader. This leader is so stupid.
Yeah, no, just a generically good. Like, I think full power Red Purple Luffy would be next, but like her versus Red Purple Luffy, that's a 1 life leader, bro.
I don't think she'd ever connect with him, if I'm being honest.
I could see it happening.
Because at full power, that man has 4 radical beams.
Yeah, but it's not live until he takes the first life.
Right, but he's radical beams, he's guard points, he's Bagua. Like, he has a bunch of 2. I don't think that she would ever touch him, especially because also she needs an extra Dawn, because she's also not swinging as big into him because he is just 6k inherently on top of it.
Yeah, like if she goes first, that's turn 1 nothing, turn 2 is an 8k swing, and then
all it takes is a guard point for him to get out of that. Like, I don't think she touches this leader.
I don't know. That Red Purple Luffy doesn't really play much until endgame. That's the whole goal.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I don't think she ever touches him, because the majority of the early game is just him countering out of shit. All his Dawn, like, the fact he is able to keep 4 Dawn open just to ramp it down and draw a card, like, he just has so much open Dawn, so you never connect with him, because he counters out of everything early game, and then in the late game, you still can't connect with him, because now he just starts getting big, and now you just can't touch him.
Yeah, he's like a 9k leader.
Yeah, so then I think it gets even harder for her to connect with him. I actually think he would, I actually think he would take that matchup. The only thing I think that he'd even be concerned about would be the 9k and now coming out of nowhere and just swinging big, but I don't also by the time
jump scare and getting jumped by Enel.
Because I was gonna say, I think by the time though that Enel hits the board, Luffy's usually already at 10 by that point. He's already dropping Whitebeards. I don't know. Either way, we don't get to enjoy that that privilege in America. We are on our own
bullshit.
Stupid fucking ban list. Dumb. I don't know. That's just God. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this leader is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And like, this is with current cards. We haven't seen any new yellow, any new green Wano cards yet. So on top of those coming out in the next set, because usually sets have leaders to support, or cards to support the new leaders, like, it's gonna be dumb.
Yeah, especially just because, like, when you just look at OP04 in general, the power creep was already starting to get there with Sakazuki doing, and that's another thing, all the new leaders are just doing shit for free now. They're not spending Dawn to do anything anymore. It's so ridiculous. Like, it's just they all have a condition, or maybe they don't even have a condition. Sakazuki is just trash one, draw one for free, but they all for the most part have a condition, and if it's met, they do their thing. They don't take any of your 10 Dawn to make it happen. You know, we saw it with Sakazuki, we see it with Bello Betty, Purple Luffy. Like, they just do their shit now. That's like the first issue with the power creep that's happening. And yeah, I don't know, and she doesn't even, her abilities don't even begin to like pretend to have a cost. You know, she just has double attack. It's not like attach 1 on attack or anything. She just has double attack. Yep. And then her other effect doesn't cost Dawn, it gives Dawn. Like, oh my god,
And then looking at yellow Land of Wano cards, they'll have a searchable guard point, 1 cost 3k counter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dumb.
Yeah, it's just the power creep was starting with OP04, so we knew it was coming, right? But I thought it would be gradual. I think the jump from OP04 to she's OP05, right?
She's
OP06. The jump from OP05 to OP06 in power level is fucking ridiculous. It is. This is too much too quick. I thought we would have leaders like this around like OP08. Because this sounds like a card a fan made. This is so bad. Oh my god. I don't know. You have any closing thoughts on this leader, brother?
Just hope the rest of the leaders I was gonna say I hope the rest of the leaders can compete, but then that just makes it so all previous leaders aren't playable.
That is a good point. Because if all the other leaders are on this leader's level, they will immediately invalidate the leader's previous.
The previous 5 sets of leaders.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say, do you think the Undying leader has a chance? You know, Whitebeard. But then I remember in OP05, that man died in Japan.
Yeah, nobody's playing that man anymore.
Yeah, I think and we only so this is one OP06 leader. We have seen 2 others. We have seen 2 others, and I don't remember off the top of my head if all of them They've all been good, haven't they?
I was about to say, like, the only downside about the next one we're going to talk about is that you have to play film cards in a red purple leader.
Yeah. Okay, well then I guess with that being said, we'll go ahead, we'll close this one out. But until next time, let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Are we overhyping this leader? I don't know. You be the judge.
It's gonna be absolutely insane.
She's gonna be.
I will say one last thing actually about this leader. I love the goofy ass artwork on it.
I'm a big fan of it too. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I love it. I've. It's gonna be unfortunate too because I know the alt art won't even be close to this.
True. I wonder if they're gonna go back to mango faces or doing like.
They better stick with it. I love them so much. But until next time, we will see you guys. No goodbye, brother.
I was taking a drink of water.
You're drinking water, okay.
Later.
Okay.